Here we go, aka Powders. We're talking the biggest thing streaming right now. The Last of Us Season 2. Episode 2 just dropped last night. It drops on Sundays, HBO Max. I'm late in coming into this entire franchise, but because I'm an internet person, I know of some of the internet controversies of The Last of Us. And I will be honest, they all confuse the living hell out of me. But let's talk about this show and what it really is, because I think a lot of people miss the point of that. And it's a content position, not storyline position. Let's go.
Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
Welcome back, my AKA Powders. Peter A. DeLuca here, your film buff, your boy, obsessive film freak, front and center. Guys, this podcast, this show, we are years deep. We gotta be close to 1,000 episodes, but I'm not counting. Neither are you. So what is this? What happened with this show? Because from the inception, as soon as we start rolling, Scene 1, Act 1, The Last of Us, we're engaged as an audience. It captures you. This show takes its arms, and holds you. And you know you're in for a ride. The first episode, Season 1, we're talking about. Absolutely visceral, gut-wrenching. I wasn't expecting it. It's essentially, so Zack Snyder with Dawn of the Dead, but the Dawn of the Dead remake, that changed the way how we open a zombie story or a zombie movie. It was so impactful. It programmed a generation so well that other filmmakers and creators come along and they want their piece of that pie. They want to compete with Zack Snyder and say, I can do a more emotional sequence. I can do a bigger, a louder sequence. And we've seen this. But Last of Us throws its hat into that ring. The chaotic beginning of a zombie invasion. Episode 2 brings us into the Doctor. Somewhat of the path of discovery with what's really happening, which is awesome. It's a fungus. Anyone who doesn't have the internet or play video games, anyone, we're captured by this, and so am I. But the internet comes along, and the internet's going to say, well, the game, what about the game? What about the casting? And it really goes back and forth. They've tried to mold Ellie. I don't even know the actress's name. I think Ellie is the girl. Who cares? But the girl in this, they want to mold her as a Mary Sue. They want to mold her as a DEI hire, like now, to where we avoid and we obfuscate the male gaze, and we can't have attractive women. I mean, like, guys, everyone in the show's a model. I mean, it's okay if we have a couple, like, I don't know, real people, like real looking people in this. And I get it. We want to be sold a fantasy and we need fantasy casting. But I mean, if people were anal as they are with Jurassic Park about the accuracy to the source material, Jurassic Park would not exist as a franchise. And I think we're a couple weeks out from the next movie 6 or 7. I lost track. So it's funny to me. It's funny where even now we're getting TikTok commentary, TikTok content. We're getting YouTube shorts on deviations of the story. Like, they're doing this and they're doing that, and this is how Season 2 is different than Season 1. They're cannibalizing the very show as it marches on, comparing season to season. It's madness. Dare I say, The Last of Us potentially is a property that broke the internet. I don't know if there's any other way to look at it, because as good as this show is, and by good I mean like on all cylinders, it looks fantastic. Cinematography, it's sprawling, wide lens, David Lean all the way. We have insane monsters and character design and positioning of who these creatures are. Some say this is the greatest video game adaptation. I have to agree. And the point I was making with the intro, and this is just a hype episode for Last of Us. I don't know how much further I have to go, how much more I have to say, but I want to make this point. What we're witnessing is a long-form film. This is a theatrical, this is a cinematic experience, this show. This show captures us, it pulls us in, and it shows us something that we could not imagine. It's on the level of Sopranos when it just comes to HBO's wonderful catalog. It's on the level of those early years of Game of Thrones. Show us a world we cannot imagine and make it consistent. And that's what the Last of Us is. I think there's way more merit with this positioning, with this venture, with this HBO-ness than people are criticizing it for. Dare I say, the criticism is keeping people away. And if you care about, I mean, everyone says, we need original IPs, which is also ridiculous, and that dumbfounds me. It really does. We don't need original IPs. We need things executed on this level. That's what everyone's missing. It's beyond me that no one has identified it, and people have come close. But The Last of Us is cinema. It's cinema for this generation. People love movies, but they want serialized entertainment, period. This show's fantastic. I haven't seen the new episode because it was WrestleMania the last 2 nights, and we had Easter, insanely busy weekend. Crashed out like around 11 both nights. That's how pooped I was during the day. Had friends in from Philly on Friday. It's just been, holy crap, what a tough weekend. But we're here. So guys, this show is meaningful. This show is significant. I think this is one of the best fantasy science fiction shows we've had in recent years. This re-solidifies that between the Penguin, Dune Prophecy, the Pit, that Max has become the streaming nucleus of all of it. Pound for pound, they're putting out the best stuff. Netflix will always be Netflix. They're the juggernaut, but it's not a close number 2. It should be Disney should be number 2. Max should be a solid 3. But Disney, at this point, Disney Plus is a distant 3rd place when it comes to HBO Max. Just bravo, and this show is great. I cannot wait. And will I eventually be disappointed? And will the show eventually contradict itself? Yes. But I say let that happen. Let that fall apart. Sometimes the journey is more fun than the destination, right? That's a cliche. Let's go.
Okay, that's a wrap.